Bill O'Reilly here, Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Here's what's happening today in America. President Biden delivers his State of the Union address. Ukraine accuses Russia of committing war crimes. Most voters believe the USA is heading in the wrong direction. Also ahead, my analysis of the State of the Union last night. It will be fair, but it will be blunt. First, the president, as mentioned, addressing the country and the world last night amid a series of domestic and foreign policy crises. Mr. Biden, vowing to help Ukraine defend itself with Russian invaders, said, Mr. Biden, quote, Putin thought the West and NATO would not respond. He thought he could divide us. He was wrong. On the Ukraine issue last night, the president was fairly strong. He said, if Russia invades any NATO country, there will be a shooting war. He was very weak, however, on inflation. He said he'll tame it by having companies make stuff in America. Not sure that is the solution to higher prices. In our next segment, I will analyze the rest of the president's speech. The president of Ukraine, accusing Putin of war crimes. Mr. Zelensky says the Russian military intentionally targeted an opera house, hospital, concert hall, and school in order to demoralize the Ukrainian public. At least 45 civilians were reportedly killed in the attacks across the country. An airstrike also destroyed a Holocaust memorial in Kyiv. 40,000 Jews were murdered and buried at that site in September 1941. A new survey from Gallup says 8 in 10 American adults believe this country is moving in the wrong direction. Just 20% say they are satisfied with life in America now. A third cite growing economic problems as the biggest obstacle in their daily lives. The poll also finds more Americans now identify as Republicans. 47% support the GOP, Grand Old Party, compared to 42% who back the Dems. In a moment, the good and the bad in the State of the Union address. Right back with that. Hey, investors, listen up. Inflation and rate increases are forecasted, which will potentially stall stock market gains. But the experts say apartment building values and rent increases are up. Almost 6.8 million homes are needed in this country right now. You have heard me tell you about Nria. They are building rental and condominium properties in high-demand, low-supply markets right now. I personally visited one myself in Florida. Their 15-year track record has been delivering competitive returns for investors. So, you might consider investing in a solid foundation and give them a call. 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414, or check them out at nria.net.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA Private Placement Memorandum. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at nria.net.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. A fair analysis of President Biden's address last night. No cheap shots. Number one, it ran for 1 hour, 2 minutes. Number two, much of it was tedious, repetitive. Once again, Mr. Biden called for Americans to pay their fair share. How many times have we heard that? Once again, he says Americans making less than $400,000 will not pay any more income tax. Over and over and over. But with Ukraine, President Biden has been effective, in my humble opinion. The only thing new last night was that Russian planes will not be allowed to fly in American airspace, and they can't fly in European airspace. there was a flight, a Russian airliner from Cuba to Moscow that had to go all the way over the Arctic Circle to get to Russia. So that's what's in play there. On COVID, the president touted the American Rescue Plan, and there were some good things in that. But again, that's pretty old chow, is it not? He did distort the job creation stats as I predicted he would. If you watch me on television tonight on BillO'Reilly.com, I'll run the distortion soundbite. On inflation, Joe Biden is just clueless. He says that if American companies make more stuff here, inflation will go down. What? How? That's not even close. Inflation will go down once the energy industry ramps up in America and there's more production, because it is energy that is driving inflation. The second thing is stop printing so much money. It has nothing to do with American companies making products in the USA. And then, as I mentioned, the same old appeared, free child care, free community college, the government's going to give you this, that, the other thing, on and on and on and on. Guns are bad, abortion's okay, and let's end cancer, but no voter IDs. Mr. Biden admitted no mistakes, didn't mention the border catastrophe at all, but lamented the flow of drugs in the USA. Well, Mr. President, why do you think that is happening? Might it be lack of border enforcement, sir? I think so. How are the narcotics getting here? Could it be from Mexico? So all in all, the State of the Union was tedious. A snap poll by CNN, which is unreliable, said that only 41% of Americans were jazzed by the speech. I didn't think it was terrible. All State of the Unions are full of propaganda. That's been going on for 150 years. But the bottom line is Joe Biden doesn't have solutions to very vexing problems in this country. I'm Bill O'Reilly, and I approve the message by writing it. If you would like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. In a moment, something you might not know. As you know, inflation is almost out of control thanks to the policies of this administration. Retirement accounts are especially vulnerable right now because when inflation goes up, your dollar savings go down. So how do you protect your hard-earned wealth? Please call the people I trust at American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts against inflation by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver, and they make it easy. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. All it takes is a quick call, and they will deliver physical gold and silver right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. Plus, tell them O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. So please don't wait. 877-444-GOLD Gold or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. It is Ash Wednesday, the start of Lent for Christians all over the world. Today, millions of Americans will visit churches to receive ashes on their foreheads in the shape of a cross. The tradition dates back all the way to the 4th century. Believers wore clothing covered in burnt leaves to reflect on their sins during the holy season. Pope Urban II formalized the custom in 1091, declaring, quote, all Christians will receive ashes on this Wednesday. Now, the ashes are meant to symbolize our own mortality. When receiving soot on your forehead, you hear the words, remember you are dust, and to dust you shall return. It is a humbling but true message. Today, Ash Wednesday is celebrated all over the world, but not in the same way. In Spain, men and women dress as Roman soldiers and hold parades to symbolize Jesus' arrival in Jerusalem. For the English, it's about sports. Since the Middle Ages, Britons host the Royal Football Match, a medieval version of rugby. The Germans mark Ash Wednesday by washing their wallets. Some believe dipping your wallet in local rivers will bring good luck in the months ahead. If you are in Iceland, Ash Wednesday is a lot like Halloween. Iceland is a secular country. Kids dress up in costumes, sing songs, go door to door for candy. They even pull pranks like pinning bags of ash to each other's back. In China, they mark the occasion in private. Because Beijing discourages any outward display of religion, especially ashes on Wednesday, instead the country's 50 million Christians pray in their homes and hope the secret police doesn't kick the door in. And here's something else you might not know. Some churches in the USA came up with a COVID-friendly alternative to sitting in the pews. Hundreds of priests across the country now offer mobile blessing sites on Ash Wednesday. Some will even lean in your window of the car and put the ash on your head. That is called Ash and Dash. Back after this. Supply chain issues have been a catalyst to bring high-tech manufacturing back to the USA. My tech guy, the founder of Brownstone Research, calls it the Great Recalibration and discusses it in his new newsletter, Near Future Report. For 35 years, Jeff Brown has helped his subscribers safely navigate volatile times to preserve and grow wealth. He also answers your most pressing questions like how to protect your retirement from inflation. What are the implications of a new digital currency and the Great Reset? What will the Fed do with interest rates? And what's going to happen in the stock market this year? Brownstone Research has been at the forefront of major market moves for 35 years. Let Jeff help you by signing up for his newsletter today at a 75% discount, a 12-month subscription. Only $49. So please go to jeffbrowntech.com. 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 Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.